On Wednesday, June 29, 1960, the 101st commencement of Stuyvesant-High-School was held. After the ceremonies had proceeded for over an hour, Dr. Leonard J. Fliedner, the principal, brought the proceedings to an unceremonious halt. Booing and hissing, caused by the presentation of an American Legion Award, was the reason for the call to end the graduation, according to Dr. Fliedner.
The cause of the disturbance started at the time the American Legion Award was given to one of our students. There was a minor disturbance before that didn't amount to anything, but it became violent at the time the boy was called up for his award. It became increasingly disorderly as each succeeding student was brought up, as if having tasted blood on the one award to Fry, they decided they'd have more fun in the darkness of the theater.
Dr. Fliedner, do you think there is any ill will between the student body and yourself?
I don't know why there should be. I have always been on friendly relations with the students, and I would say that a large percentage of the students know me as a friendly person to whom they can come at any time and receive attention to their problems and their troubles.
According to Dr. Fliedner, there were other causes for the disturbance.
Well, as I said a moment ago, I think it's because we were in a darkened room where individual responsibility could not be assigned for disorder. And it was some of the bubbling spirits of the boys who were just having some fun. As I have told these other gentlemen, there was an undercurrent of hissing right from the beginning, but it broke out in volume at the time that Fry boy was called up to get that award. I ignored that and went on with other awards. And with each succeeding award, the disorder grew.
After terminating the graduation, Dr. Fliedner ordered the students to report to school at 9 o'clock the next morning.
May I say that I am certain that you deplore the incident as I do. I hope that you will join the Alumni Association and start rebuilding the reputation of the class of June 1960.
Dr. Fliedner, what else did you tell the students in this speech?
But we were very proud of our students, and unfortunately this class, which had so much to contribute in the way of scholarships, that we were unhappy that they would be remembered for a disorderly commencement. I then read a letter from a graduate of the class of 1957. His statement was that we hadn't failed the students, they had failed us. They listened attentively. I then presented a diploma to the president of the class, which brought a vigorous applause. I read the brief address that I had prepared for yesterday. And at the conclusion of the address, I wished them a pleasant summer and was greeted with another round of good applause. And then the students spontaneously sang the school song and gave the school cheer.
When Dr. Irving Fisher, president of the Alumni Association, was asked whether he agreed with Dr. Fliedner's accounting of the facts, he answered,
"Absolutely not. In the first place, I don't think the American Legion had anything to do with it. He just admitted it himself by saying the hissing started at the beginning of the proceedings, and it did. And as a matter of fact, I even tried to get the boys to stop it when I was aware of it by waving, but it didn't do any good. I also think the lighting in the theater had absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with this."
Dr. Fisher then ventured his own opinions as to the cause of the disturbance.
I think the thing that caused it, and this is what we have to face, is the fact that Dr. Fliedner is very unpopular with the students and has been ever since he came here and has done nothing to rectify it.
The hissing that later broke out into quite a loud hissing started right from the minute Dr. Fliedner got up on the platform. And it was rather quiet and subtle, but it got louder as time went on. It reached its height when Dr. Fliedner said that some of you didn't deserve your diplomas, or words to that effect. That's when the hissing and the booing really started.
Most of the seniors had definite opinions and feelings about Dr. Fliedner.
I'm a senior at Stuyvesant. In the 3 years I've known Dr. Fliedner, the impression I've had is not a pleasant one. He's a man now who at the end of 3 years wouldn't sign my autograph album, a man who wouldn't think of showing up for a Clinton game, which is our most important rival in football. He's a man who I believe sincerely has made no attempt to even bring himself close to the student body. I feel unpleasant about the whole thing.
I'm ashamed of the hissing that took place, but I think it was brought on by the animosity that students feel towards our principal.
Richard Mendelson, the class president, prepared a statement for the press. This statement represented pretty well the feelings of the majority of the student body.
Included in the statement was the fact that we want to make clear that the hissing and booing at yesterday's graduation had nothing at all to do with the American Legion Award. It was directed directly towards the principal, Dr. Leonard J. Fliedner, for his actions and comments during the graduation, and also because of other grievances which have accumulated over the years. Well, some of the grievances are, well, first of all, at graduation, the one that really touched off the hissing and booing was when he said that some of you deserve it and some of you don't, referring to the diplomas. And this touched off a large majority of hissing and booing from a majority of the senior class. But some of the other grievances are the fact that he does not take part in student activities.
Whether the students of Stuyvesant High are entirely to blame for their rude behavior, or whether Dr. Fliedner is responsible for the incident due to so many hard feelings for him, is a matter of opinion. But, regardless of on who the blame falls, the class of 1960 will long be remembered for a most interesting commencement.